up, y'all? This is One Night in Boston, presented by King Boston. Welcome.
I kind of let the process guide me. So I always have like an initial sketch or an idea of what I'm gonna do, but I let the work itself guide me and teach me things along the process and challenge myself, because that's kind of how I go about life too. You kind of just flow with things, you can't plan everything out. It's very therapeutic for me. This is where I feel like this is life for me. This is where I feel everything and I release all my emotion. My work is really just expression at its finest. And that's why I say I can't plan it so much, because I can sketch it ahead of time and that's how I was feeling in that moment. But now that I'm doing it here, it could be a whole different feeling, a whole different vibe for me.
Creativity, you don't just work in a bubble, you know what I'm saying? You could be creative and you can make money from it. So I think a lot of us, when I was coming up, we were locked in studios just with our boys. We weren't collaborating with other folks. But I think now we're really opening their eyes to collaboration, opening their eyes to really doing business correctly, to be able to monetize their passions, and to be able to lay it all on the table, not holding back when it comes to sharing your creativity.
And this saved my life, and I know it has saved a bunch of other people's lives. And I think it's one of the most healthiest outlets to follow. It's not even just painting, just anything creative where you can release everything that you need to release, that you may not even have another safe place anywhere in this world, but your canvas, whatever your medium is, that would be the safe place for you. So I always encourage kids to be creative, and it doesn't have to be anything specific. Everyone thinks that you have to paint or, sing something nice, and art is not pretty. It's not all pretty and sparkles. Sometimes it's really sad. Sometimes it's a headache, but at least it's true to the artist creating it.
Some advice I would tell young artists in Boston, if you're gonna do it for real. That's really my slogan at the end of the day. If you're gonna dive into something, you gotta really dive in. You gotta really show passion. You really gotta study it, research it. You can't just come in and think you're gonna be given and handed stuff. So that's really my one piece of advice. Is it important for kids in Boston to have someone to look up to? Absolutely. I think seeing an example that you trying to strive to is important. If you're just kind of blindly walking in your truth, that's cool. But if you got somebody that's, hey, do this, do that, and even if you don't listen, just having that advice.
Don't be afraid. There's really nothing to be afraid of, because there's no right or wrong. Just go for it. If you have some type of interest in any type of medium, or you're just curious to try something, even if you think you're not going to be good at it, you need to try it, because you'll never know.
So one piece of advice, slow down.
divine. I'm not divine without music. That's one thing. Like, I grew up doing music. It's just something I do, something I love to do.
This world is so infectious, so baby, don't lose your mind. It's all your own. It's all your own.
Everybody's their own instrument. I feel like we're all music. I always ask people, what's your pitch today? What's your key today? And I'll make them hum a note. And it's like, that's their music. So I think it's just personality. It's your body, it's your spirit.
I like this.
This world is so infectious, so baby, don't lose your mind. That's all you'll ever hear. So darling, don't waste your time. You'll develop a change in the simplest ways. Just allow me to be your guide. And I know that it is so simple, but sweetheart, you know that you gotta try. You'll get this fear in your body, draining as you would try to beat it. This feeling that you got nobody, making you feel that it's size defeated. I'll introduce a direction, something you'll never expect to be in.
If I could create my own world for people to live on, no one would ever have to worry about plan B or plan C. They would never have to worry about what if it's gonna happen. Because there would be enough confidence. Everybody's so afraid to do what they want to do. So in my own world, you do it.
I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Feel the way that I'm holding you high. Your body needs to loosen. The only way that you learn how to fly. I know that it's scary the first time that you fly. This time. So baby, don't be afraid to try. So baby, don't be afraid to try. So baby, don't be afraid to try.
Right now I'm feeling happy. So like da 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 dum 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 da 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 dum 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 da da dum 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 dum. There's a lot of inspirations. I get inspired by other people. I get inspired by life lessons. Sometimes, like, if I'm having an intense emotion, it inspires me to project it and express my music. It's everything. I mean, it's who you are. I always tell people your feelings are validated. It's who you are. Nobody can tell you that you're not entitled to have the emotion that represents you and how you feel.
Well, I feel like music to me is, I don't know, there's like a lot of emotions when it comes to music. So you could be like happy when it comes to music. You could be sad when it comes to music. You could be angry when it comes to music. Me. But overall, music has like a lot of emotions that you can feel. And music can solve a problem, I would say. So that's what I think.
In that song, I want people to feel vulnerable. Sometimes you can be able to confide in someone in silence. Energy is important, and when you're listening to something, you can feel so much. And in that song, it's almost as if I was crying my love.
When you try to explain how you're feeling as a young person, sometimes the words in which you choose don't accurately represent your emotions or feelings. And usually, like speaking, sometimes when I feel like I'm talking to adults, they only hear certain words in my sentences and kind of pick those out and really nitpick and focus on those, whereas they're kind of missing the bigger picture, which sometimes can only be expressed or explained through like either action or music.
I feel like as adults get older, we forget that our brain is so powerful. And sometimes that little piece of youth can be so peaceful because it's your opportunity to just be yourself. I always wish that someone told me this earlier. I was always so hesitant, but I feel like I'd rather my last thought be that I did it. If you live your rest of your life saying, I wish I could have, I wanted to, that is not a very wholesome feeling. Take that leap of faith and do what you want to do. Like, don't hold yourself back because somebody else tells you that you can't.
I love music. I love the places it takes me. But finding your voice can be daunting. I hear those silent sounds loudly, wondering if anyone else lives in them. And after all the practice, fears, and doubts, it clicks, it becomes me. It becomes musical magic.
But yeah, but to be young, black, and gifted for me is to be myself, my whole self. To step into your own power, especially for the youth, someone who's in junior high or high school, I think, I strongly believe that knowledge breeds confidence. And the more you get to center, the more you get to yourself, outside of all the voices that influence you, is you stepping into your power. I feel that we grow up in an abusive relationship with the world, and then we spend our adult life trying to undo it. And so if kids and youth can get ahead of the game and they can start tapping into self early and learn how to drown out anything that's not them, anything that doesn't come from the core, anything that doesn't come from you, the child of God that God created you to be, the sooner they can get into that is the sooner they will step into their power, because the power lies in what you feel about yourself. I think that a healthy way to to separate yourself from distractions in the world is by going where you are loved, surrounding yourself with people who understand you, who respect the authentic you, who empower you, who are inspired by you, and vice versa. And so I think that there's power in numbers. And I think it's important to exchange energy with humans who are on the same frequency as you. And so I think it's important for youth to have a place to go where they are loved, where they are respected in their youth, where they are honored and they are encouraged to honor self. Make sure to release yourself from other people's opinions of you.
I write because it's not a coincidence that the privilege to read and write was strategically stripped from black humans to help us better forget and manifest less. And oh, did they manifest death. Written by our legislature as the foundation of our anthems, supported by our Bibles, snuck into our curriculums, manipulating our historical references and poisoning our entertainment. Are you not entertained yet? I write because there's a lot of curse to reverse. Someone knew that the power of the universe lies within our words. So I write. This is how I fight. I educate because committing to sharing information is an aggressive accountability to never stop growing. To teach is really to be taught, and the educator is the bridge between generations in the village that raises us up. Because our black babies deserve to hear our story from us. The law of attraction will always perpetuate the blessing of the privileged. That says, someone has to remind us that we're worthy enough to be privileged. This is how I fight. I rest because mommy still doesn't know how. Even on days that her body gives her no choice, she's mentally and physically programmed to always be doing something. So when I take a little longer to get up in the morning, I pray that she can feel it through. That somehow I can slowly undo the muscle memory created by her sacrifices too. I rest because it's healing. I wish so deeply that we may rest in peace while we're still breathing. This is how I fight. I sing because even in humans with Alzheimer's and dementia, music is the last information to leave the memory. And the words in the hymn were meant to serve as directory, and oh do they direct. From the tribes in West Africa, through the slave ships at sea, to the sugarcane fields in the Caribbean and the underground railroads pushing steam through every colonizer's dream. I sing because it was the hymns that helped us communicate and remember, to make sure that we never forget. And if I don't sing, I might just scream instead. This is how I fight. This is my war cry.
Thank y'all for rocking with us. As you can see, the future is bright, black, and bold, and the future is now. And this is just one night in Boston.